Good morning, everyone. My name is Devan Stogram, and today we are going to see the interdisciplinary activity which is made by Class 10th E. This presentation is collectively made by Spursh, Ananya, Akarshan, Shivam, Tanisha, and Paul. So let's start the presentation with a quote. The quote is Globalization is the weaving of the threads of culture, commerce, and communication into an intricate tapestry that unites human diversity into a shared destiny. Now let us see the table of contents. First, introduction of globalization. Second, Bretton Woods. Third, end of the Bretton Woods and the beginning of the globalization. Fourth, G77. Fifth, globalization in perspective of economics. Sixth, globalization for markets. Seventh, technology affecting globalization. Eighth, World Trade Organization. Ninth, transport affecting globalization. 10th, airways affecting globalization. 11th, waterways affecting globalization. And the last, 12th, how the world became a global village. Now, let us start with the introduction of globalization. In an interconnected world where distances shrink and borders blur, the phenomenon of globalization has emerged as a defining force shaping the course of human history. Globalization truncates the traditional boundaries and alters the way in which society, economics, culture, and individuals interact and evolve. This multi-phase process, propelled by advancement in technology, communication, and transportation, has brought about an unprecedented level of interdependence among nations, cultures, and economies. From the transformation of international trade and the exchange of ideas to interplay of culture diversity and the pressing need for global cooperation, the forces of globalization have forever altered the way we perceive and engage with our global community. Now, let us seek some information about the Bretton Woods. The Bretton Woods system of military management established the rules for commercial relations among the United States, Canada, Western European countries, Australia, and Japan after the 1944 Bretton Woods Agreement. The Bretton Woods system was the first example of a fully negotiated monetary order intended to govern monetary relations among independent states. Now we will see the end of Bretton Woods and the beginning of globalization. Following are some of the reasons for the collapse of Bretton Woods. After 1960s, US was no longer the dominant economic power as it has been for more than 2 decades. The US dollar now no longer commanded confidence as the world principal currency. The dollar could not maintain its value in relation to gold. The international financial system was modified. Industrial world was hit by unemployment. The number of unemployed started rising and the people traveled long distances looking for any work they could find. So now we will seek some information about the G77. The group of 77 at United Nations is a coalition of 134 developing countries designed to promote its members' collective economic interests and create an enhanced joint negotiation capacity in United Nations. There were 77 founding members of the organization. G77 was formed to demand a new international economic order. The G77 wanted a real control over their natural resources, more development assistance, good prices, and better access of goods in developed countries. Globalization in perspective of economics. Globalization in context of economics refers to the increasing interconnectedness and integration of economic worldwide. It involves the movement of goods, services, capital, and technologies and ideas across national bodies. Globalization has a significant impact on various aspects that economy include trade, investment, employment, and technology diffusion. Globalization for markets. Globalization expand markets for goods and services, include efficiencies through polarization to foreign investment and capital, and technology advancement. It also has facilitated the spread of knowledge and ideas, contributing to culture, exchange, and development. Technology affecting globalization. Technological advancement reduce cost of transportation and communication across nations and thereby facilitate global sources of raw material and other inputs. Patented technology encourages globalization as the firm owning of the patent can exploit foreign markets through much competition. Information technology has led to emergence of global village. Now let us talk about the World Trade Organization. The World Trade Organization is the only global international organization dealing with the rules of trade between nations. The goal is to ensure that trade flows smoothly and free as possible. All major decisions are made by WTO's member government, either by ministers or by their ambassadors or delegates. Transport affecting globalization. Roadways. Roadways are the most common, affordable, and accessible means of transport in our country. These are the most economical ways of both travel and to transport goods. Roads are helpful in providing door-to-door service and therefore cost of loading and unloading is very less. Airways affecting globalization. The air travel is the fastest, most comfortable, and precise mode of transport. It is the only transport mean that is able to pass the high mountains, dense forests, dry deserts, and oceanic stretch. The air transport in India was nationalized in 1953. The Indian aviation sector opened up to private participation in 1994 after the Air Corporation Act of 1953 was repealed. Waterways affecting globalization. In waterways, transportation happens from one country to another country using ships. India has always been active in the waterways since the ancient times, as most of our trade was done by waterways. It justifies the naming of the entire ocean after it, the Indian Ocean. Now talking about the most important topic, how has world become a global village? The concept of the world becoming a global village was popularized by Marshall McLuhan, a Canadian communication theorist in the 1960s. He used this term to describe the effects of electronic communication technologies such as television and the telephone on the interconnectedness of societies and culture around the world. While McLuhan's predictions were made in the time before the internet and many other technological advancement has played a significant role in turning the world into a more interconnected and interdependent global village. Now, talking about the conclusion. The total conclusion of globalization is a complex and multi-phased as it compasses both positive and negative outcomes. On one hand, globalization has led to increase of interconnectedness among nations, faster economic growth, technological advancement, cultural exchange, and access to information. On the other hand, globalization has also given rise of challenges such as economic inequality, cultural homogenization, environmental degradation, and the potential for exploitation of labor and resources. In conclusion, globalization is a process, an ongoing process that has shaped the modern world in profound ways. Its impact are far-reaching and very far crossing different societies and sectors. While it has brought undeniable benefits, it has also highlighted the need for responsible governance, equitable distribution of benefits, and sustainable practices to address its challenges and ensure a balanced and inclusive global development. So, this was a presentation that was presented by the class 10th E. Thank you.